So we're back again. Hello. Another video. Not made one in a while. That first one I made where I was cable managing this system was a few months ago, I'm not sure. Watched it back the other day. Yeah, it was shit. But nonetheless, we're not here to criticise my past work, we're actually here to actually improve upon it. Now, this here is my gaming rig, and this is the very case that I put my very first PC build in. And now it's time to switch it out. To this. It's got a window, well, a bigger one, and RGB fans, and it's white, and it's slightly smaller. It's actually a mini tower, but it's still a micro ATX case motherboard thingy. So it can still take my motherboard, so I don't have to buy a new one, and it can also take my power supply, because I don't have to buy a new one. Now, I did mention in that video that I was going to, I mentioned it a few times actually, that I was going to change out my power supply, to a fully modular or semi-modular, and considering that buying a new power supply is, well, it's not expensive. Ultimately, I'm trying not to throw too much money at this because I'm actually converting this into solely a gaming rig. It was sort of my everything rig, but I feel like I spent a little bit too much time in this space on this desk, using this far too much, and it's very much just a lifestyle choice to maybe, move myself out of this room and put this downstairs in my lounge. But considering that I want to brighten things up a little bit, it's black. I want something a bit brighter, so hence a white case, and also slightly smaller case. That case is slightly smaller by a few centimeters, but a significant amount. That's why I got for this, and why I did say about the power supply. I decided to just stick with the one I've got because, money.
Hold your horses there. Slight change to that. I ended up updating my power supply to a 550 watt power supply a few months after filming this, but the point still stands at the point of filming this. Moving on.
Also bought this, which you probably can't see because of the reflections, but it's a riser cable, because this case can get my GPU going from that angle to that angle with the fans facing out. It's got some mounts for it on the back where I can actually do that. But secondly, because my GPU is so big, it actually covers the other PCIe slots. I think they're PCIe ×1 slots. There's two of them, which are both covered by my GPU, and I'd like to use at least one of them for my my network card. For the past few months, I've actually been using this, which is just a small little TP-Link USB network card thing, which has been doing just fine. But I've got the network card. May as well use it. May as well put it in there, and it's going to look even cooler with my GPU facing the other way. Anyway, let's begin. Get up. Jesus, there was all sorts of crap. It wasn't just dust in here. There was also I don't know if you could see, I probably might zoom it in, but there was bits of something, I'm not even sure. I can't actually see the little sort of release mechanism on the PCIe slot because it's covered by my NVMe, so I need to remove that first. Turn it on the other side, and then undo all the cable management I did in my last video. But I knew I was going to do that anyway. I was just kind of practicing, if anything. That is the first time this PSU has been out of this case in 8.5 years, something like that. That being said, I probably should have bought a new power supply. It's getting close to its 10 years, isn't that generally the amount of time you give a power supply? Okay, now we're back again. It's not much of a change, but I just needed to close the blinds, put a big light on, and grab a little aperture light, so I can do things like that. Problem is, I need this to be somewhere more permanent. You know what? Brainwave. This is a tripod. I always have a bit of blue tack on the back of this light, and it looks like it's paying off. Look at that. Obviously, this is completely in the way, but I can fix that. It is a little in the way, but it's not as intrusive as you might think it is. So all is well. Oh, ooh, remote. It's got a remote. Wow. Well, I'm not remotely interested. I hope I didn't break that. Wow, plastic bag in a plastic bag. Thanks. I wonder why our planet's dying. So it's been a while. I'm slouching because I can't bother to adjust the camera. I put in the power supply. It's right there, sitting in nicely. Got my GPU power coming out here. Got my SSD SATA there. Yeah, got all the case stuff plugged in at the bottom there. Bit of cable management here and there. The back's a bit of a mess, but luckily I've got this nice PSU shroud here, which you aren't going to see any of that absolute mess, which makes cable managing easier and also helps me justify having a non-modular power supply. Cool, we're winning and we like to see it. So, what I'm doing now is put the GPU in. Chassis fans in the way. There you go. Dual fan system. That's just because it's wired in at the back here. I can't take the whole thing out, so I'm just gonna have to just hang it now while I put the GPU in. Now, the stupid thing for me to do, right, is to not put the riser cable in first. You know what I do need to put in actually is my NVMe. So this bit here that the GPU sort of locks itself onto wasn't quite going in. I could get this screw to line up, but not this one. It turns out it was just this little bit of metal on the other side of it. Turn that way. So see, just this bit here that was stopping it from getting the GPU. And I've just taken some pliers and just bent it outwards. So now it lines up perfectly in both holes. And now there's a new problem, it doesn't go in the fucking case. But I'll make it go in the case. My other fear is that this riser cable is just a bit too long, but we'll find out in a minute. It's in. Now, the most disappointing thing that might happen is that this chassis fan might not fit. Would truly be the kick in the balls. Oh my god, it does fit! It's just like half a centimetre away from the fucking hole. You know what actually might be a good idea? Put it on the top. Yeah, that's probably the better idea. I should probably put it on the top. And we're done. We're finished. It's done. It's been probably about a month, maybe a bit over since I finished filming. Mostly because I just couldn't be bothered to get around to finishing it. But I had pretty much one setback, which sort of delayed finishing it, and that was primarily the fact that the riser cable I bought was just a bit too long, and also I just needed it to have sort of a right angle so it could slot underneath the graphics card. There wasn't enough space between that sort of PSU shroud and the GPU, so I had to return that, and then I had to like buy a new one. One particular thing I did end up finding out, and I didn't know this actually, that because I couldn't actually put my GPU in yet, or at least hook it up, because I could put it in physically, I just couldn't actually connect it to the motherboard yet. I thought, you know what, I'll just make sure that the computer could at least post, because, you know, even though I didn't change much else, I still obviously unplugged a lot of stuff. I need to make sure everything's connected and everything. So I plugged into the HDMI port on the motherboard, and then I was getting nothing. So I was like, have I fucked this? It's turning on. What's going on? And I didn't realize that my processor doesn't support integrated graphics. I didn't know the Ryzen 3600 doesn't have integrated graphics. So that was how I found that out, because I bought it with the intention of using this GPU, so I never actually had to find that out or even look that up. I also didn't know any CPUs. I thought all CPUs supported integrated graphics, because I thought it was part of the motherboard, and I suppose to some degree it is, I suppose, but I guess that some CPUs just are like, I don't want to connect to that port that's on your computer. Fuck that. I guess. Anyway, yeah, it's working now, so it's fine. Yeah, all done, finished, works a treat. Been playing loads of No Man's Sky, sitting here, just chilling on my sofa. Yeah, all is well. See you later.